Elevate your home or business with the help of Heartland of Nebraska Windows today.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
At Fairway Meat Market, you're family, and as part of the family, they want to save you money on your meat and groceries. Fairway has fresh cut meats, seafood, cheese, wine, and spirits, and a friendly staff that's always ready to help you find what you need. Stop by Fairway Meat Market today to plan your weekly meals in the Rockledge Square Shopping Center, just south of 84th and Van Dorn.
Play ball! Haymarket Park is buzzing with excitement this summer. Grab your crew and get in on the fun. Be sure to catch all the daily specials and promotions this season, like Thirsty Thursday, Fireworks Friday, Souvenir Saturday, Family Fun Day Sunday, plus special events and discounts all summer long. Don't miss out on the action as the Lincoln Salt Dogs take on their biggest rivals and knock the ball out of the park. Visit saltdogs.com and see this week's promotions and grab your tickets.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today: showers and storms likely this morning, then mainly sunny skies this afternoon. It'll be hot with a high near 94. Tonight, a chance of showers and storms, the low around 71. And tomorrow, a slight chance of showers and storms, otherwise mainly sunny with a high around 90. I'm meteorologist Kyle Plecker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
We interrupt this commercial break for an important story.
There once was a man from Nebraska who went searching for food in Alaska. When his stomach was rumbling while laying in bed, he could think of only one option: Führer's cheese spread. So he left it once and drove day and night to return back home for cheese spread delight. Now his stomach is full and the voice in his head tells him no more vacations without Führer's cheese spread. Find yours today at most local grocers.
Since 1983, Fast Mike's Roll-Offs have been a trusted and reliable company in Lincoln and the surrounding areas. Fast Mike's handles all sides of construction projects, home renovations, or big cleanouts. With the perfect size dumpster to fit your needs, Fast Mike's Roll-Offs will haul it all. With same-day delivery in Lincoln, affordable rates, and top-notch service, Fast Mike's Roll-Offs make cleanup quick and easy. Call now at 402-450-6828 or visit us online at fastmikesrolloffs.com. Book your dumpster today. Fast Mike's Roll-Offs, cleanup made simple.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC. This month kicks off Koppel's 50th anniversary sale. We're celebrating 50 years by offering an additional $500 discount to the next 100 customers that buy a new vehicle. This is in addition to the huge savings already in place. You can take an extra $500 off our discounted price, or we can cut you a check on the spot. Celebrate with savings and see why customers have trusted Koppel since 1975. It's our way of saying thank you for all these years.
Hello, this is Mary Pat Waite. I've had the privilege of working with Lincoln families as their realtor for more than 31 years, and I'm so proud to be associated with MP Dodge Real Estate. For me, your transaction is unique in its own way. My experience allows me to bring you trusted care and a really great outcome. My NP Dodge family shares the same client focus.
Expand your career with NP Dodge. Call Eric at 402-434-2222.
Noticing more dust at home? It may be time for duct cleaning from Bryant. Breathe easy and healthy. Call 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Welcome to The Drive with Aaron Davis and Nick Sainert. Former football national champion, speaker, and author Aaron Davis.
Pain is a teacher if you use it. And the lessons in the carnage of pain sometimes are elusive. They hide, they're stealth. The work is finding the lessons through the pain. There's always a message in the mess. Depends on if we want to get dirty and look for it.
Nick Sainert, driving left side, is Boyer, picks up his dribble, looking for some help, decides to go up strong with it, and the layup will rattle home. Jack Riley picks the pocket of B.J. Bradford up the floor to Jack Hostreiter. Watch out! Mafisi in the lane, kicks it out. 3 ball, Townsley, right wing, it's good.
Sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome in. It is Monday, start of the new week, 1 week closer to Husker football season kicking off next Thursday against the Cincinnati Bearcats. Nick Sainert alongside. One final day for the foreseeable future. Austin Orman joins me today as AD will be back tomorrow, still just recovering, healing up from the procedure, the surgery that he had in his back. All things are going well, just routine soreness, I should say, and routine healing for our guy AD Aaron Davis. And I was texting with him multiple times over the weekend and asking him how he was doing, how he was holding up, and he said, "I'm doing all right, just sore. I know he's in a little bit of pain there, but he is expecting, he's planning, and we are planning for him to be back tomorrow." And so for one final day, good morning, Austin Norman. Thanks for doing this.
Good morning, Nick. Thanks for having me back. I hope the people appreciate the work that we do.
100%.
I always feel honored to fill in for AD or even for you.
Thank you.
It is nice to be here in the morning, get up and going with the day. Always great to be with you.
Well, it's interesting because you have, when you do this, you have a unique perspective to where we kind of kick off the days, and by the afternoon, there's either more sports that have been broke, right? Like today we'll have a Matt Rule, or a couple of Husker coaches will speak to the media later today. So you guys will have the ability to talk about that today. We'll have to wait till tomorrow, obviously, just with the way the news cycle works, which is fine. So hopefully it's not monotonous to you and repetitive just because you don't have to talk about the same stories.
It's fine in August.
Yeah.
Now, June and July, as you know, being in the radio business, and I'm sure as our listeners know, we do our best to keep it fresh. Sometimes there's only so fresh you can keep it. August is a not a problem spot when it comes to that.
No, August is an exciting time. Obviously, I mean, here's the thing: we're already over halfway through the month, which is it's incredible to even think about it. That's true. That's true. Now, okay, on that note, have you watched a snap of any preseason football?
Not on my TV. I mean, I've got the highlights a little bit here and there, but I have not dedicated time to sit down and watch preseason football.
I wondered, I wonder if that makes me a bad consumer of the sport. I don't think so, because like last night, here's the thing: like last night's game between the Bears and the Bills, it was I just saw it. And I like, we go back and we look at the statistics and we look at the highlights like you kind of talked about and stuff. But Josh Allen didn't play. Caleb Williams played for a very brief amount of time. The Bears ended up beating the Bills 38-0. And I asked myself, like, how much can we learn from the preseason as fans and consumers of the sport? Because a lot of the guys that are playing in those games will not play in meaningful football games later. And I have a very, very tough time believing, and I don't believe this. The Bears are not 38 points better than the Bills. They won't be in a month and a half when they're playing football.
Unless that's the Ben Johnson effect.
Which it certainly could be.
It's not real until it's real. So I view it very similarly to spring training baseball.
Okay.
Where I try not to draw conclusions from it, which is very easy to do, positive or negative. If I'm going to sit down and watch a preseason sport, it's going to be more informational. Oh, this guy did this. I'll at least file that away. I know he has it in his bag. Oh, he failed with this. Maybe it comes along by mid-season. This is where he was in, I guess, early mid-August. This is where he's at in mid-October, right? Yeah. There's been legitimate progress. My reason for not sitting down and watching preseason football is twofold. Number one, it's still baseball season.
Okay.
It is still baseball season. The Royals are in the thick of things right now. Still 4 games back. Huge series against the Rangers coming up. So there's that. I'm more invested in baseball right now.
Yeah.
And as much as I enjoy and appreciate football, the Colts haven't exactly held my attention all season.
True.
And I have allowed myself to repeatedly get hurt by the Royals for the first 27 years of my existence. The Colts have just kind of been boring. And so I find it much harder to get invested in the Colts, where I follow them, I root for them, I cheer for them, but the Colts don't hurt me or bring me the same highs in the same way that the Royals do.
Yeah, and I think like this is
Huskers.
This is not to get confused with preseason games are meaninless. I think it depends in what spot you're in, because I think that for somebody like Ben Johnson, who's a first-year head coach for the Chicago Bears, implementing new systems, implementing new just philosophy into the Bears, there's value in just being able to see what some guys can do. I think there's value in that, right? So I think it's to go with your saying of twofold. I think for fans of the sport, it doesn't mean a whole lot. For the people that are in the front office and in the coaching offices, they are meaningful. And I say all that to say that means that you can't get rid of them. Like I would be, as a fan, I'm fine. Go, like you can move on from preseason games. You can start the season 2 weeks earlier. You can start the season the same week as college football, and you can be good to go. And I'm not going to complain one bit. Why? Because it's more meaningful football. But from a coaching standpoint and from a front office standpoint, I completely understand, and I probably see the reason why they say we need to at least keep a couple, maybe not 4 like they used to have, but we need at least a couple.
Generally, I think that sports have a problem, or at least the online sports fans that I associate with quite a bit, have a problem at watching sports through the GM lens in a lot of way, right? With all the contract numbers accessible, trade machines. So I think sports has gotten kind of front office pilled, if you will. But I also think that's the right way to watch preseason games.
Okay.
Because if we just view it as, oh, well, they won the game, they lost the game, obviously players don't care as much about that. You know, the playbooks are vanilla. Really, we have to view, I think, preseason baseball, preseason football, preseason basketball, whatever, through the lens of these guys have something they're being asked to work on. Coaches want to see this player in this role. How does he handle this play versus that play? It's not full in game planning and scouting to the same degree. It's more, let us work on us. Let's try this. Let's see how this looks. Is this player that we draft, is this player that we signed a good fit when we make this call, when we put him in this situation or not? That's the lens that I think we forget to evaluate preseason through.
I wonder if we can equate it to AAA or I guess like just minor leagues in baseball, where it's obviously a longer sample size, it's a longer duration of time. But I think about when Cags, that's such an easy one to point to. When Jack Caglione was called up to Omaha, and it was like, all right, what does he need to work on? Like that the end of the road is going to be at the major league level. It's just a matter of time before he gets there. But it's okay. What do they want to see from this guy to tell them and indicate to them that he's ready to go? So I think I could see that. Okay. You mentioned something that kind of sparked a light bulb in my mind. And 402-464-5685, the Honda of Lincoln hotline, the Starter Heyman text line are open for you guys the entire way. And I kind of want to get your guys' thoughts on this here. You mentioned the GM lens. And when we would say that 5 years ago, it was strictly in the professional sports conversation. Do you think we will start to have folks watching college football more specifically, strictly through the GM lens? Because here's why. The reason I think is going back to what Troy Dannon said a couple of weeks ago about how, hey, there's going to be meetings at the end of the year with coaches of saying, hey, how do we handle these revenue sharing dollars? And did we make a good investment on this player, on that player, right? Did he play enough to constitute him making X amount of money? With those meetings looming at the end of the season, everybody knows they're coming. And it opens the door for conversations and hypothetical scenarios to where it's not necessarily guys get playing time simply because they're getting paid the most. Now, that might be accurate at some places. Hopefully that's not the case in Nebraska. But on top of that, I think it opens the door for fans to not criticize, because they would do that whether they're getting revenue sharing dollars or not. But it opens the door, I think, for fans to then have the conversations of, there's no way he should be making 1.5. There's no way that he should be making X amount, Y amount, Z amount, when we don't know the exact amount, right? But we have some formidable guesses. I think it opens the door to a very slippery slope for a lot of college football fans.
It really does. And this is where I'm fascinated to watch the next 5, 10, 15 years of the evolution of college football. Because when I think about viewing professional sports through the GM front office lens, you think about, NFL and NBA salary cap. Oh, why did you sign this guy to this deal? How creative can you get in terms of the incentive structure? You also think of trades. Man, can I put this package together with this number of draft picks for this player? And then I think the other GM lens, Nick, that I hope never comes to college sports is the tanking one.
Yeah.
When is the point in the season where, we went into this year knowing that we were going to be bad, like the White Sox, like the Rockies, Wizards, Hornets, someone like that. we know we're tanking.
Yeah.
Versus, oh yeah, I mean, hope springs eternal. Every year we're going into it with optimism. But let's say, just since we're here, use Nebraska as an example.
Yeah.
I know we'll get into this in a little bit, but let's say they're, legitimate college football playoff hopes. They like the schedule, they like the team. Maybe Cincinnati doesn't go Nebraska's way. Maybe Michigan doesn't. They're sitting at 2-2 after 4 weeks. And then it's, well, does Nebraska have to win out over its last 8 to go to the playoffs? Is that attainable with the schedule? Is 7-1 with the right wins enough to get Nebraska in? 6-2, you're probably out. So then if you're a professional GM, you're thinking, okay, how do we platform guys to start to sell them for future talent and assets? You can't necessarily do that in college. Where I think this could be headed, at least for the next 5 years, is how many revenue sharing details are made public.
Sure.
Do teams spread the money across their 105 evenly? Do they distribute it just through essentially scholarships to just the top 85? Seeing how different places go about. I mean, even the schools that'll be, kind of the haves and the haves not. My top 53, again, like Matt Rules pointed out, those guys are getting the vast majority of the money. It's not necessarily distributed equally, dollar for dollar, cent for cent. Well, why is this guy making that much for that little production? Oh, we got to pay this guy more. Or, oh, this guy's a bargain. Let's see if we can keep him around for that much. It's a similar trend, but I don't think we've gotten the full GM professional front office experience quite yet in our consumption of it as college sports fans.
I would absolutely agree. I think a big part of that is the transparency piece. I think that, college athletics fans have been clamoring and hoping and wanting and asking for 100% transparency. Now,
which I think that's dangerous too.
Exactly. And I think that can be very, very dangerous because, to use a Nebraska example, what if Elijah Pritchett doesn't start at left tackle? Like, I think like that's the conversation. I think that's the easiest one that I look at Nebraska and I go, okay, what is the chance that a guy that they specifically brought in and invested funds and financial resources into, where on this field is there a chance that he does not play? Like, where is that guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And at the skill positions, it's easier because there's larger amounts, right?
Mm-hmm.
Fewer, more and more substitutions from play to play. Like Isaiah Hunter, how many snaps a game is he going to get, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like things like that.
You're thinking about like a Deshaun McCullough. You're thinking about like a Marquise Watson, Trent transferring up guys like that.
Absolutely. But we all know this isn't new to anybody that pays a lick of attention to college football and the NIL reports. But we all know that offensive line is one of the most valuable positions when you're in the portal, right? And so you can just formulate an educated opinion on a ballpark number that it could be, and whatever that ballpark number is for you. Let's say Elijah Pritchett doesn't play more than 5 games or doesn't start more than 6 starts.
What if he has the Micah Mazuka timeline?
Exactly. And that's not wishing or hoping for that to happen. Certainly not.
Just hypothetical, people.
But let's be honest. Then I think if we were all to sit down in a room and with no repercussions, talk open and honestly about this, our everybody Husker fan wise would be on the same page saying Matt Rule needs to play the player that is the best option at that position.
Mm-hmm.
And if a guy like Gunnar Gatula can outright beat in a depth chart race or in a competitive race at that left tackle position, I don't care how much money you invested into this guy and take names out of it. You need to play whoever is best for Nebraska's offense. That's where we can, I think, get into a slippery slope if we know too much information, because then those numbers are, all right, we're really paying for him this much money for what? What are we doing? Right. And I think it's always going to be controversial, but maybe it's a little bit better if we don't know all the details.
It's not saying that we want Nebraska to be secretive, shady, hide things. Not by any stretch of the imagination.
No, certainly not.
I guess what my plea and my, I guess, kind of rose-colored glasses looking back point of view is that as much as I love getting into the weeds about all this stuff and knowing
100%.
is great, there's also something about sports that is best experienced a little naively, a little innocently, where all you're rooting for is, I just want my team to win. I just want them to play well. I want to be mad when they lose. I'm going to be excited when they win. I'm going to think about it the rest of the week if it's a big win. I'm going to think about it the rest of the week if it's a painful loss. But I can move on after football season to basketball season to baseball season and then get back into it. I'm not saying it's bad that we have information, that there's money in sports. I mean, heaven knows that's why we're sitting here.
Yeah.
It is fantastic. We love it. We appreciate it. But there's some things that and we're also in a weird, not to go all high level here, but we're also in a day and age where there's more information being shared, right? And a lot more of distrust of people that are in positions of power that usually get some trust. We can analyze and overanalyze every decision that's being made.
Yeah.
For every overanalysis, there's probably an underanalysis that we do as well. So I'm not saying it's bad that we know so much of this stuff. It's what we do with the information as fans and people that talk about it that is most important. And once or twice a week, I find myself wishing, man, I wish I could just go and just root for the team for its own sake.
Yeah, and I think you can still do that to an extent. I think to summarize exactly what you just said, fans want to be mad for all the pure reasons.
Yeah.
Like, the word that keeps coming to my mind, and so I just need to blurt it out, is purity, right?
Sure.
And college football especially, but college athletics have never been 100% pure. Like let's be 100% honest.
Even Fielding
here.
Yost.
Yeah, right.
Sorry.
Like it is not 100% pure, and it never has been, never will be, and that's okay. But man, it feels a lot more pure back when looking back in 2008 than it does right now in 2025, right? And there's a lot of muck to just clean up around the edges for it to get back to feeling that way. And maybe this is just the growing pains and the adjustment period to what the new norm is. But the only issue of that is it is always ever changing. It's ever changing, and it's never going to have a whether and this goes way beyond NIL, whether it's in the NIL department, whether it's in college football playoff expansion, whether it's in conference realignment, whether it's in media rights deals, whether it's in teams and their brand deals. Like, there's so many layers to the onion that the days of just stability and consistency from top to bottom on multiple levels is just gone. And so I don't think we're always going to be chasing that feeling again. For those of us that grew up in the certain era, right? For the folks of the older generation, they're sitting here going, man, I miss the way it was in the 1990s. For folks in our generation, Austin, it's, man, from 2005 to 2012, like we missed that time. And everything up until like Kane Coulter and all the union conversations and things. And then, then there's going to be people, I'm sure, that are younger than us saying, man, I miss the way it was in 2016 and 17 and stuff. And so for every person, it might be vaguely different, but we're always, for our generations, we're always going to be chasing what we viewed as pure, which was back in the day, and we're never going to get there. And we're never going to be able to sit back and take a step back and breathe to say, okay, let's adjust to this new norm, because it's never going to stop for long enough for us to adjust.
It's never going to fully stop, but my guess is that the speed of the treadmill will get turned down eventually.
Yeah.
We are in such a golden age for content when it comes to all the changes in college athletics, some for the better, some for the worse, some we'll see. It's not going to be this hectic, this crazy, this level of quicksand forever.
Yeah.
It feels like it right now because we don't have answers, but that's because we're in the moment, right? It's not like there hasn't been upheaval at other times in college sports, but this is a lot happening very quickly. I doubt it's going to stay this busy for the rest of our careers, right? We will eventually settle on a system that is good enough. And sure, there will always be complaints about this or that, but the volume of the complaints, the speed of the complaints at which they come,
where they're coming from,
right, will eventually slow down. Never stop. If you think, oh, there's going to be a perfect system and it's going to be utopian college, but no, that's not happening.
Yeah.
But we will get to a healthy spot, especially in college football. Things will slow down and we'll go back to having the good old days debates again.
Let's go to break. We have plenty of stuff to get to throughout the course of the show today. We might touch on a little Major League Baseball. My goodness, later in the 9:00 hour and maybe the last segment, just because our teams, the Cubs and the Royals, have some stuff going on right now. But then, in addition, there's some other things that we definitely want to talk about in that regard. With the Little League Classic going on. I don't know. Did you see Victor Robles last night?
Oh my gosh!
In
Yes,
a
I did.
rehab assignment, he chucked a bat at the pitcher, and then he went in the dugout and threw a temper tantrum. So we might touch on that in the final segment of the 9:00 hour. We have plenty of Husker football conversation to get to. They're getting a lot of playoff buzz. How much are you buying into that? We'll kind of dive into that. And then the news that kind of broke on Friday was Tony Petitti's new idea. And I kind of want to get Austin's thoughts on it. I want to kind of bring that to the text line as well. Phone lines are open at the same number, 402-464-5685, just because I hate it. I hate the idea. And the Big Ten needs to be very careful with how much they're swinging the big stick around or trying to swing the big stick around. So I kind of have some thoughts on that I want to get Austin's opinion on. But we are just over a week from Husker football starting in Arrowhead next Thursday. It's going to be a great day. We'll be having a couple of people out at Arrowhead. We'll have a couple of people back here in Lincoln. It's going to be a celebration as we kick off the 2025 Husker football season. It's coming fast. We're already at August 18th, already over halfway through the month of August, if you can believe it already. Stay tuned. The Drive, Nick Sainert, Austin Norman. AD is back tomorrow after recovering from some back procedures and surgery. We'll step aside, come back on The Drive. Sponsored by our friends at Doors Plus here in just a few minutes on 93.7 The Ticket.
Hey fans, there's more winning at Amigos with the VIP Game Day giveaway. Every app scan is your chance to win premium tickets to a Nebraska football, basketball, and volleyball game, along with exclusive game day perks. And when Nebraska goes to a bowl, the winner also gets 2 tickets, lodging, and airfare to the bowl game. Weekly semifinalists will win free food for a year. Go Big Red. Eat at Amigos and enter to win.
Amigos is celebrating 45 years with exclusive Nebraska Legends collectible cups featuring Tom Osborne, John Cook, and some of your favorite Huskers. For every cup sold, 50 cents goes to teammates. Show your Big Red pride by getting all 4 of these collectible cups at Amigos.
This is Tom Osborne with the Teammates Mentoring Program. We have students on the waiting list for a mentor. We want you to join the team. Learn more about mentoring and support teammates by visiting Amigos.
Since 1983, Fast Mike's Rollouts has been a trusted and reliable company in Lincoln and the surrounding areas. Fast Mike's handles all sides of construction projects, home renovations, or big cleanouts. With the perfect size dumpster to fit your needs, Fast Mike's Rollouts will haul it all. With same-day delivery in Lincoln, affordable rates, and top-notch service, Fast Mike's Rollouts make cleanup quick and easy. Call now at 402-450-6828 or visit us online at fastmikesrolloff.com. Book your dumpster today. Fast Mike's Rolloff, cleanup made simple.
Nebraska football opens their season on Thursday, August 28th in Kansas City, and you can be a part of the best pregame tailgate party with Blur Events, live from Kauffman Stadium, home of the Royals. Doors open 4 hours before kickoff with a live DJ promoting interactive competitions and giveaways, tailgate games like cornhole, flip cup, and beer pong, access to ballpark concessions, and available air conditioning. Book your tickets today at blurevents.com/Kansas City and hang with 93.7 The Ticket on the scene prior to Nebraska versus Cincinnati on August 28th.
Ryan, with all this red and all these people around, I'm still not seeing the tailgate.
Todd Spidell, former body shop owner, terrible driver.
We're getting close. Now, did you know with 3 locations in Lincoln and hundreds of years of combined technician experience, we can get Husker fans back on the road even quicker and safer after their tailgate mishaps? Oh, Todd, turn left right here.
Left or right?
Left, right here.
Right?
Well, you wait for the tow truck. I'm getting a hot dog.
Well, I guess while I'm waiting. All right! Most recommended! Eustace Body Shop!
Woohoo! Dude, you should be on American Idol.
You really think so?
No.
Accidents happen, even to Husker fans. If it happens to you, call Eustace Body Shop, where our customers send their friends.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
Bagels and Joe is the perfect place for breakfast or lunch in August. Try their brand new S'mores cold brew with graham cracker cold foam. Also try a S'mores croissant and add cake batter cream cheese to any bagel. 4 locations in Lincoln and 1 in Seward. Bagels and Joe. We interrupt this commercial break for an important story.
There once was a man from Nebraska who went searching for food in Alaska. When his stomach was rumbling while laying in bed, he could think of only one option, Führer's cheese spread. So he left it once and drove day and night to return back home for cheese spread delight. Now his stomach is full and the voice in his head tells him no more vacations without Führer's cheese spread. Find yours today at most local grocers.
Mike, the insurance company wants us to replace the roof.
Wait, what? I thought everything was fine.
Yeah, it says right here our roof is too old and they won't be able to cover us anymore.
I guess it is 15 years old. Hi, I'm Austin with Roofing Service Company. We help homeowners with their roofing and siding projects. Financing options are available, and we can get you under a new roof no time at all. If this sounds like you, visit roofingservicecompany.com. That is roofingservicecompany.com. At Fairway Meat Market, your family, and as part of the family, they want to save you money on your meat and groceries. Fairway has fresh cut meats, seafood, cheese, wine, and spirits, and a friendly staff that's always ready to help you find what you need. Stop by Fairway Meat Market today to plan your weekly meals in the Rockledge Square Shopping Center, just south of 84th and Van Dorn.
Play ball!
Haymarket Park is buzzing with excitement this summer. Grab your crew and get in on the fun. Be sure to catch all the daily specials and promotions this season, like Thirsty Thursday, Fireworks Friday, Souvenir Saturday, Family Fun Day Sunday, plus special events and discounts all summer long. Don't miss out on the action as the Lincoln Salt Dogs take on their biggest rivals and knock the ball out of the park. Visit saltdogs.com and see this week's promotions and grab your tickets.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
93.7 The Ticket is your home for every Kansas City Royals baseball game. Bobby Witt Jr., Salvador Perez, Vinny Pasquantino, and the rest of the Royals attempt to make the postseason for the second season in a row. And you can hear all the action on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Your home for Kansas City Royals baseball. Now back to The Drive with Aaron Davis and Nick Sainert, sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back into The Drive, 93.7 The Ticket. Ticketfm.com. Nick Sainert, Austin Norman alongside AD back tomorrow. This segment of the show brought to you by our friend Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services. Jack has been a well-respected representative since 1999 and can help you protect your home, your vehicle, your family, or even your future. Visit one of their 2 locations in Lincoln or Seward today and give Jack a call at 402-421-9100 and learn how Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services can help you protect what matters most. All right, 402-464-5685, the Honda of Lincoln hotline, the Starter Heyman text line are open for you guys the entire show today, as well as the Starter Heyman Jewelers live video stream, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Allo Cable TV, channel 961. You can always reach out to Austin and myself on our Twitters as well, at Nick_Sainert, at Austin_Orman. Okay, let's dive into a little Husker football specific stuff here. A lot of hype being thrown Nebraska's way. And we've gotten to this point to where year after year, despite Nebraska being abysmal on the field at times, we've gotten to this point where year after year, offseason after offseason, we categorize it as the Kool-Aid is flowing. But year after year, the national pundits start to flood in with these college football playoff predictions. And they say, who's their surprise team in the Big Ten? And there's consistently, for the last couple of weeks, we've heard 2 teams out of the Big Ten. And we didn't get to this on Friday, so we can kind of carry this over into today's conversation as well. But there's been a similar answer from a lot of folks. Nebraska and USC. Mm-hmm. Those are the 2 teams that everybody's kind of waiting, expecting, picking that have big years this year in the Big Ten Conference. Obviously, with USC, you have you go into year 2 of Maeva at quarterback. You have, you're farther into the tenure of Lincoln Riley as the head coach, and it's a massive year for Lincoln Riley this year for the USC Trojans. And then you look at Nebraska, and I think I would actually say this. the earlier we were in 2025, people were betting on Nebraska because of the year 3 Matt Rule conversation. As we've gotten closer and the chips have started to fall and the hypothetical depth charts have started to be rolled out, it seems like they're more picking based off of roster construction and what they expect guys like Dylan to do and guys like Dane Key to do and the defensive front with Riley Van Poppel, which should make you feel better. But also, Austin, I think you and I are in the same boat. I'm not so sure we're buying all of the hype like they're trying to sell us.
No, absolutely not. It's one of those situations where I think we're both rooting for it to make our jobs really fun.
Oh my gosh,
for the next 14 weeks or so. I won't speak for you, but I'm in prove it mode. I'm in wait and see mode, right? I'm not rooting against them when I say I don't think it's going to happen. I just need to see it to believe it.
Yeah.
Is the roster better? Probably. I'm not, the number one talent evaluator in the city of Lincoln or state of Nebraska. So when we just focus on who's saying, Nebraska and USC and where they get their information from, the two that I saw last night, Josh Pate and Jeff Schwartz.
Yep.
Two guys who have been to, I believe, a grand total of 0 Nebraska practices. And that's not to discount what they're saying.
That's right.
That's to go this way. When guys like that who don't make the trip to Lincoln read what they get from the Big Ten Network, I'm sure they have sources and people that they're talking to. Pate probably more than Schwartz, who's more West Coast, whatever. What they can do is they can look at the recent history. They can look at the statistics and see which ones they think are going to, regress or progress toward the mean. And Nebraska has been that fascinating statistical case for a while. I think some of it is they still don't believe that Nebraska, could sink to the depths that it did, kind of like Oklahoma in some of the 90s, right? Kind of like Alabama in the 2000s before Saban got there, got going. Those guys grew up with a really good Nebraska. So I think it's a part of they don't think Nebraska could have sustained this level of a lack of success for this long. Added to, they hear the reports from Big Ten Network. I think at least one, I know Jeff Schwartz was at Big Ten Media Days.
Yep, so is Josh.
Josh was there too. So they got some conversation with Matt Rule in some capacity as well. But if you look at year 2 of a quarterback, you look at some relatively highly rated transfers, you look at year 3 of a coach, which has really traditionally been the year, not just for Matt Rule, but a lot of coaches across college football. The turnovers, right, can't be this bad for this long. Offense can't be this bad for this long. So you think if those balance out, there's a lot in Nebraska's statistical profile, plus some of that just kind of normal college sports projection, that it makes perfect sense that even if you took Nebraska's name off of it, you just look at Team X with what Nebraska has and brought in.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people would be picking this Nebraska team in that position.
Well, I think you summarized it really good there, to where all you need to do is these last couple of years go pick up. And I used to do it every year, and this was the first year that I didn't. Was I would go up and I'd pick up, whether it was Lundy's or whether it was Pick Six Previews and Brett Ciancia there or something, some preseason magazine that their entire job, they center, or they base their lives 365 days of the year on the next year's catalog or the next year magazine. And so they dive deep into statistics and recruiting classes and recruiting rankings and total offense numbers and pass yards per game and rush yards per game and yards allowed and turnover margin. But the easiest way to summarize this is that Nebraska's been such an anomaly that you can look up and down the numbers and go, okay, yeah, their total yards a game isn't atrocious, right? Like, it's been better some years than it has been in others, but their defense has been decent the last 5 years or so. And, coaches have stayed consistent for the most part outside of, this last offseason with Tony White and a lot of the defensive guys leaving. And so you look on paper and it's so easy to draw these positive conclusions. But at the end of the day, all Husker fans know that it's just got to be done on the field. And I don't want to sound like a broken record. It's hard not to, as we dissect and preview Nebraska football, though, is because year after year, and I'm sure I say, if you go back to August 18th, 2024 on the drive with AD and the team, and and everything, and they're asking, thoughts on Nebraska football season. I can hear AD say it. I can hear myself say it right now. Is we just got to see it on the field.
Mm-hmm.
And while there's been flashes, going back to the word we talked about heavily in the first segment, consistency, there hasn't been as much of that.
There has not been. And let's also take this point. Nebraska's roster, again, I agree, is most likely improved, but to what level? To what degree? And then let me use my Royals example. Royals didn't go get a corner outfield bat. We know Nebraska still has, some holes on the roster.
Yeah.
Right, backup running back is one unproven defensive line, even though you're excited about it. Early in the year, a lot of those Royals didn't take the step forward. Right, Michael Massey did not do it. MJ Melendez with a new swing didn't do it. Jack Caglione, had a great, essentially, spring camp and fall camp, and then kind of flopped in the early going. Now he's back in Omaha tearing it up, so very excited. But that's besides the point. It's one thing to have an improved roster. Did Nebraska improve to a 14-win roster? No, I don't think so. But if Nebraska improved to a 9-win roster, it's up to that 9-win roster to play like that. Because we've seen plenty of rosters that should have been six-win rosters that played down to 3 or 4.
Yeah.
Nebraska hasn't had a 6-win roster that's played up to 9 anytime in the last decade, let alone having a 9-win roster that took advantage of what looks like what should be a favorable-ish schedule for Nebraska this year that does the Indiana thing and plays up to an 11-1 season. The roster's always played down for Nebraska. It's time for it to play to its true level or go above and beyond for the first time in a while.
I think the great here's another great example is, I'll say this. Notre Dame last year was not a 14 it did not have a roster where they were a 14-win football team.
Sure.
Right? Like, I think a lot still in college football, we used the purity word last segment. There is part of it is just who you play, especially once you get to the playoffs, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, Notre Dame was fortunate that they probably got the team in Indiana that belonged there the least, but was surprised. I mean, they were the Cinderella, they were the sweetheart team, right?
Yeah.
Maybe you can throw in Boise State in that conversation. Like, maybe you can throw in some other schools, but I think that if you would have said, okay, anybody, who would you like to have at home week 1? It's not a Tennessee. They didn't have to play Ohio State at home. They didn't have to, it's okay to admit this. There are very few programs, Austin, in my opinion, that actually have a roster that you look at from top to bottom and say, that's a 14-win roster or a 15-win roster. 9 times out of 10, I think we're going to look at the college football playoff when it's all said and done. And whatever team, sure, you might have an Ohio State that is top to bottom a 15, 16-win roster. But I would almost bet money on that a lot of the time we're going to sit there and say, yeah, they played above their potential. This other team played above their potential to either get to the semis or to get to the championship game. And that's how I view Notre Dame last year.
Well, that's kind of the nature of the playoff era, too.
Yeah, exactly. That's why you play the games. That there were times where I honestly thought that Penn State's roster was a little bit better than Notre Dame's. And I thought that, Tennessee's roster was a lot better than what the margin indicated when they played Ohio State. And so that's why you play the games, I suppose. But to your point, to just build off it and reiterate it, is Nebraska's always swung the lesser of the ways rather than moving up and saying we're a 6, just to use hypothetical numbers, we're a 6-win roster, but we can get to 8-9 wins. We're a fringe bowl team, but no, we're going to get there before people expected us to get there. It's always been the other way.
There are really 2 ways, I think, to look at Nebraska's roster over the last 7-8 years. Either it was that bad, which is a problem, or it wasn't that bad, which is a different kind of problem. Either way, the results are what they are.
Yeah.
It's one thing to go off of the potential. It's another to look at, okay, what did you actually do? We know that recruiting, we know that talent evaluation is not a perfect science. It is some science. It is some art. It is a crapshoot. It is something that needs meticulous care and attention all the time for each player. So just because a roster looks like it should be a 9-win roster, that's an opinion. That's not a fact.
Absolutely.
Right. Now, you can have objectively better players at, say, Nebraska than a Class D2 high school, right? One of those rosters is going to look better and should win more college football games. But again, that's why we play the games. It's just projection. It's just opinion. So either we were wrong on the previous rosters, and there was maybe less talent than we even gave them credit for, or we were right on the roster, in our opinion. That's what it should have been. And coaching staff development, players, schedule, whatever, led it to underperform our expectations.
I'm interested in this conversation to continue in the 10 o'clock hour. I want to get to, we've referenced that the roster's gotten better. I want to provide a little more context on that, where maybe we think the roster has gotten better in some areas, position groups more so than anything. And once again, get your guys' input, 402-464-5685. We'll dive into some history when we come back as well. And then the 10 o'clock hour, more Husker football conversation. We might touch on a little Husker volleyball. They had the alumni match over the weekend. They open up their season this Friday in the AVCA Challenge. It's a big event for Lincoln, for the city. It's going to be an exciting couple of days over the course of the weekend for the capital city here in Nebraska. So we'll dive into all that in the 10 o'clock hour. But first, we got history on the other side. Nick Sander, Austin Norman. This is The Drive, 93.7 The Ticket.
Saturday. Eagle Raceway is open for a full season of dirt track racing action every Saturday night. Don't miss the epic battles on the high banks of Eagle Raceway each Saturday between the Nebraska Septic Sprint Cars, Nebraska Lottery Modifieds, Avid Realty Sport Mods, Valentino's Hobby Stocks, and A1 Iron Stock Cars. Let's go racing. Eagle Raceway, just 10 miles east of Lincoln on O Street. Check out the full schedule at eagleraceway.com.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills Global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Is it time to replace your home comfort system? Call Bryant and save money in every way. Bryant provides you with solutions that save. Save big immediately with attractive rebates, and save every day with lower operating costs. Most important though, the systems are selected to fit you. The right system, priced right, properly installed. That's the way Bryant works for you. How much can you save? Call Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing for a free estimate. 467-1111. Bryant, whatever it takes.
Hello, this is Mary Pat Waite. I've had the privilege of working with Lincoln families as their realtor for more than 31 years, and I'm so proud to be associated with MP Dodge Real Estate. For me, your transaction is unique in its own way. My experience allows me to bring you trusted care and a really great outcome. My NP Dodge family shares the same client focus.
Expand your career with NP Dodge. Call Eric at 402-434-2222.
Schweizo Construction is now hiring for skilled craftsmen, steel erectors, concrete workers, and general laborers. Schweizo Construction offers great benefits like premium wages, health and dental insurance, paid holidays and vacation, 401k with company match, life insurance, and disability insurance. They pride themselves on a legacy of 40 years built on integrity and trust. Joining their team means becoming part of a family that values hard work, dedication, and mutual respect. Apply today at schweizo.com. That's schwisow.com.
Are you a skilled mechanic looking for your next opportunity? Nebco is hiring. They're looking for experienced mechanics to join our family-owned team. They offer competitive wages, great benefits, service trucks, OEM-level diagnostic software, and career growth opportunities. Apply today at nebco.com. Positions include lead and A-level mechanics for the Nebco shop. Learn more at nebco.com. If you're driven and ready to grow with a company that's been around since 1908, apply today at nebco.com.
It's game on at Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Nebraska's premier power sports dealership. Stocking top models from Can-Am, Kawasaki, Honda, Polaris, CF Moto, Suzuki, Yamaha, Indian Motorcycle, Sea-Doo, and Triton trailers. Score big on our massive selection of Can-Am side-by-sides with rebates up to $3,000 on select in-stock models. Elway Power Sports of Lincoln has you covered all under one roof with a large selection of side-by-sides, ATVs, motorcycles, and personal watercraft at their 27th and I-80 location. They can't wait to get you set up for football season.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today: showers and storms likely this morning, then mainly sunny skies this afternoon. It'll be hot with a high near 94. Tonight, a chance of showers and storms, below around 71. And tomorrow, a slight chance of showers and storms, otherwise mainly sunny, with a high around 90. I'm meteorologist Kyle Flecker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This is Bill Mitchner, Executive Director of Lincoln Lighthouse. Did you know Lighthouse provides multiple programs for students such as one-on-one tutoring and mentoring, as well as pro-social skill exercises, while providing them a nourishing meal and a safe space during all months of the year, even during school breaks? Learn more or contribute to Lighthouse at lincolnlighthouse.org today.
Empire Netting and Fence delivers top-quality netting and fence solutions. From major sports venues to backyard installs and everything in between, coast to coast. We take on tough jobs with grit, integrity, and a strong commitment to safety. Empire is growing, and we're hiring motivated people ready to grow with us. We build each other up, and we're building something big. Think you've got what it takes? Apply now at empire-fence.com. That's empire-fence.com.
I can't believe I just scratched that car. Find my insurance card.
Dude, what do you have in this glove box? Ew, are these socks dirty?
Oh, forget about the socks. I need my insurance card.
Just pull it up on the State Farm mobile app.
But I can do that? Oh, hey, I can do that.
Yep, it's called service.
I can file a claim on here too?
Yeah, it's called service.
Whoa, I can call my agent too?
It's called service.
Call your local State Farm agent, Vinny Krikak, today at 402-474-1173.
Seems like just the other day I was building my first house. I've seen many changes to our building market in Lincoln. It's been a fun road.
Bob Benish is the founder and president of Aspen Builders, online at aspenbuildersinc.com.
You know, we hear this a lot where I don't want to live in a cookie cutter home. Well, let's come up with some answers on what we're going to build, where we're going to build it, and what it's going to cost. One thing that we started doing early on was we started building neighborhoods. I'm a firm believer in character in your street and in your neighborhood. I like choice. I like variation. I like maybe something a little bit different in a neighborhood that you don't see in every neighborhood. I think it's great to have choices, its uniqueness, and I think that's what gives a neighborhood character. And I think that's what we've done over the years.
Make your dream home a reality and call Aspen Builders at 423-6811. Online at aspenbuildersinc.com. Your home is waiting at Aspen Builders.
Now back to The Drive with Aaron Davis and Nick Sainer. Sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back in real quickly before we transition to the 10 a.m. hour here on The Drive. Nick Sainer, Austin Norman alongside 402-464-5685. Honda Lincoln Hotline, the Starter Heyman text line open for you guys. Okay, I want to get, Austin, I know you're not the biggest golf fan.
I'm a Scotty Scheffler guy, though.
And that's good because we're going to talk Scotty Scheffler here.
Excellent.
Because Scotty just won the BMW Championship this weekend, securing his 5th victory of the 2025 season. It is his 18th career PGA Tour win. He chipped in for birdie on the 16th hole, which was pretty dramatic as well. But how about this statistic that I read this morning on the good old X Twitter machine? Scotty Scheffler has been world number 1 for 118 straight weeks.
That's pretty good.
However, to break Tiger Woods' record, he will need to hold the spot of number 1 in the world until Halloween of 2028. Tiger Woods held it for 281 consecutive weeks. And with that, Scotty will need to hold it for another however many weeks that is until Halloween of 2028. Absolutely insane to even think about.
Are you taking Scotty or the field in that question, though? He looks unstoppable right now.
That is crazy.
You know, like,
that's crazy to think about.
He's got so far to go that it's barely even worth talking about because, I mean, the odds of that gets broken are slim.
For one,
But at some point, we got to start talking about it. And he's already made this much progress. How about this? I got some more Scotty stats for you, Nick.
Let's go.
Scotty Scheffler's PGA Tour career. 148 starts, 74 top 10s. A 50%
That's
top
crazy.
10 ratio in his starts. Scotty Scheffler looking for back-to-back PGA Tour seasons with 5 or more wins. Only one player has done this over the last 40 years on the tour. Tiger in 99 and 2000. Tiger in 2000 and 2001. Tiger in 2001 and 2002. Tiger in 2002 and 2003. Took a couple of years off, then did it back-to-back 2005, 2006, 2006, 2007. Scotty has also finished top 8 or better in 13 consecutive starts. First dude since 73 to do that.
In how many consecutive?
13 straight starts. He's been tied for 8th or better.
My goodness. It's crazy because, I mean, if you are a sports betting, a member of that club, in golf, you can obviously, bet on top 10 finishes, top 5 finishes, and you'd be wealthy if you would just kept on selecting Scotty Scheffler top 10.
Mm-hmm.
How about this? He joined the tour in 2020. He's only 5 years into this. And his official money that he's won, according to PGAtour.com, $95,756,470 in just 5 years. in a little under 5 seasons. Man. He has only missed the cut. He's played in 148 events. He's missed the cut 19 times. He's made 129 of 148 cuts. And that's crazy to think about. I saw this. I'm trying to find the FedEx Cup or the Ryder Cup rankings because obviously like the top 5 American golfers will make the Ryder Cup team, and it's insane because Scotty Scheffler's numbers. Here we go. Points. They're all based on finishes at tournaments, right?
Mm-hmm.
Scotty Scheffler, no doubt, is in first place, right?
But just how no doubt of first place is he in here, Nick?
JJ Spawn is at second with 14,852 points. Scotty Scheffler is in first with 37,180. I mean, doing quick math, 23,000 point lead.
You need JJ Spawn to go 2.5 times better than what he's done to match Scotty.
Yeah.
Scotty needs to be his own playing partner.
That's just hard to fathom what we're seeing from Scotty Scheffler. Yeah, it's just absolutely insane. The chip in on 17 over the weekend.
Well, think about this,
and
though.
it was beautiful.
So Scotty is at those 37,000 points?
Yeah.
Rory is leading Team Europe with 3,400. Not 34,000.
Yeah.
3,400. And maybe they calculate it differently for the Europeans Ryder Cup team, but Rory's the number 2 player in the world right now.
It's not. Yeah, it is Scotty Scheffler in the world of golf. I mean, that's the thing. In less than 5 full seasons, the man has won 18 events, but he's won over $95 million. I mean, there's guys that won't even scratch that and be well comfortable. That doesn't include all of his brand deals. That doesn't include all of his merchandise. Like that, there is so much more. When you're, I mean, we know this. When you're an athlete like a golfer, even in baseball at times with some of it, you get paid more because of your endorsement deals than you ever will actually playing the sport. Especially in golf, where it's such an individualized sport. That's the case a lot of the times. I don't know. Scotty Scheffler's creeping up there.
He's making Christian McCaffrey money a year, essentially.
Ooh. I mean, my word, to put a lot less strain on your body.
Right.
Man, Scotty, doing it the right way. All right, let's take a break. More Husker football on the other side.
Bagels & Joe is the perfect place for breakfast or lunch in August. Try their brand new S'mores Cold Brew with graham cracker cold foam. Also try a S'mores croissant and add cake batter cream cheese to any bagel. 4 locations in Lincoln and 1 in Seward. Bagels & Joe.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red!
93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today: showers and storms likely this morning, then mainly sunny skies this afternoon. It'll be hot with a high near 94. Tonight, a chance of showers and storms, below around 71. And tomorrow, a slight chance of showers and storms, otherwise mainly sunny, the high around 90. I'm meteorologist Kyle Flecker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This is Bill Mitchner, Executive Director of Lincoln Lighthouse. Did you know Lighthouse provides multiple programs for students such as one-on-one tutoring and mentoring, as well as pro-social skill exercises, while providing them a nourishing meal and a safe space during all months of the year, even during school breaks? Learn more or contribute to Lighthouse at lincolnlighthouse.org today.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Mike, I've been thinking our house could really use a makeover. How about new siding?
I've been thinking the same thing. Have you heard of James Hardy?
Yes. Sarah down the street had Roofing Service Company install James Hardy siding on their home, and they love it.
Roofing Service Company does have great reviews.
They took her through the design process and made everything super easy.
Roofing Service Company offers expert design and installation. Couple that with James Hardy's durable products and variety of colors, you and your family will love your exterior remodel. Just visit roofingservicecompany.com. That's roofingservicecompany.com.
A1 Automotive's second location is now open at 5110 State Hill Drive, just off of Yankee Hill Road. The new location continues to specialize in all makes and models and provides personalized service as they have for 15 years. With the school year here, A1 Automotive reminds you that college students get 10% off any service, and they offer free tire repair with a valid college ID. Schedule your appointment today at a1autolincoln.com and visit their new location in South Lincoln at 5110 State Hill Drive or downtown at 11th and L.
It's game on at Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Nebraska's premier power sports dealership. Stocking top models from Can-Am, Kawasaki, Honda, Polaris, CF Moto, Suzuki, Yamaha, Indian Motorcycle, Sea-Doo, and Triton trailers. Score big on our massive selection of Can-Am side-by-sides with rebates up to $3,000 on select in-stock models. Elway Power Sports of Lincoln has you covered all under one roof with a large selection of side-by-sides, ATVs, motorcycles, and personal watercraft at their 27th and I-80 location. They can't wait to get you set up for football season. Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in, temperature-controlled high-end wine room. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for spirits and cigars. That's Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
Is it time to replace your home comfort system? Call Bryant and save money in every way. Bryant provides you with solutions that save. Save big immediately with attractive rebates, and save every day with lower operating costs. Most important though, the systems are selected to fit you. The right system, priced right, properly installed. That's the way Bryant works for you. How much can you save? Call Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing for a free estimate. 467-1111. Bryant, whatever it takes.
Schweizo Construction is now hiring for skilled craftsmen, steel erectors, concrete workers, and general laborers. Schweizo Construction offers great benefits like premium wages, health and dental insurance, paid holidays and vacation, 401k with company match, life insurance, and disability insurance. They pride themselves on a legacy of 40 years built on integrity and trust. Joining their team means becoming part of a family that values hard work, dedication, and mutual respect. Apply today at schweizo.com. That's SCHWISOW.com.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills Global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Empire Netting and Fence delivers top quality netting and fence solutions. From major sports venues to backyard installs and everything in between, coast to coast. We take on tough jobs with grit, integrity, and a strong commitment to safety. Empire is growing, and we're hiring motivated people ready to grow with us. We build each other up, and we're building something big. Think you've got what it takes? Apply now at empire-fence.com. That's empire-fence.com.
Welcome to The Drive with Aaron Davis and Nick Sainert. Former football national champion, speaker, and author Aaron Davis.
Pain is a teacher if you use it. And the lessons in the carnage of pain sometimes are elusive. They hide, they're stealth. The work is finding the lessons through the pain. There's always a message in the mess. Depends on if we want to get dirty and look for it.
Nick Sainert.
Driving left side is Boyer, picks up his dribble, looking for some help, decides to go up strong with it, and the layup will rattle home. Jack Riley picks the pocket of B.J. Bradford up the floor to Jack Ostrider. Watch out! Bafisi in the lane, kicks it out. 3-ball, Townsley, right wing, it's good!
Sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back in. It is hour number 2 of the show today as Nick Sainert, Austin Orman alongside 402-464-5685 Honda Lincoln Hotline. The Starter Heyman text line continue to be open for you guys the rest of the way here. We were talking during the break about Scotty Scheffler a little bit more, and we're going to get back to Husker football at some point in this conversation, in this segment, I should say. But Austin and I realized we didn't really get to finalize and finish up that Scotty Scheffler conversation, the big picture one, to where, Austin, I kind of said the words like, we are witnessing a generational run right now.
Mm-hmm.
And while I made the note of like, hey, Scotty's got to stay number one in the world until Halloween of 2028 to break Tiger Woods' record of weeks consecutively ranked number one, which is crazy to think about. And like you said, what are the chances that happens? Scotty, hopefully for the best, but it's not always perfect, where you might get banged up, you might get hurt and be out for a couple of months, or whatever the case may be. We could be witnessing a generational run to where even if it doesn't break Tiger Woods' records, Scotty is, for right now, this decade's best chance to.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think there's something about, even if you're just a casual golf fan, or even if you don't pay attention at all, just understanding and recognizing what is taking place is important.
Scotty's the best player of the era.
Yeah.
Certainly in terms of the peak. Now, that's not to be disrespectful to Rory, who finally got over the hump with the Masters, right? And that's pretty cool for him. Scotty's still got to do that U.S. Open, I think, is the one that's evaded him. So let's not sleep on what Rory McIlroy did. But Tiger was Tiger. Rory was kind of the bridge, where his resume, I think, is going to go down as, probably top 10 resume in golf, but it's not necessarily going to feel that way. I don't think in the long run, right? I think Rory's going to be a guy you think about, but he's down the list of your top 10 guys in golf history.
Mm-hmm.
Fair or not, I do think Scotty's going to take more of that mantle, because he gives the great press conferences, which Rory was doing for a while, and then that kind of fell by the wayside.
Yeah.
And again, I'm not necessarily blaming Rory for that. It's just a fact. But every decade is going to have a golfer like this who looks like they're on pace to be the next.
Yeah.
A guy like Tiger isn't just a once in a decade guy. That's a generational type of guy. I don't know if Scotty's a decade guy or a generation guy. I hope he's a generation guy. I'm a huge Scotty Scheffler fan, despite, never having swung a golf course on an actual, or golf club on an actual golf course in my life.
We can change that.
I would like to walk out of there as a shred of my dignity. So I would rather wimp out than embarrass myself to that level. So I don't know where it leads for Scotty Scheffler, but it's just going to be so interesting when it's all said and done to compare what Tiger did starting super young at like 24 on the PGA Tour.
Yeah.
Scotty started at a more normal point in his career, like you said, 5 years ago, versus, Rory is the bridge. And then who comes next, right? Who's going to challenge Scotty? Because there's going to be a moment where someone comes for him. How does he handle that? What does that look like? It's all going to be fascinating to witness.
Here's what I would say. Let me ask you this. How old do you think Scotty Scheffler is?
Scotty is...
And the fact that I'm asking this question in the way I asked it probably gives it away a little bit.
What, lower 30s?
29.
Okay.
He's 29 years old. He turned pro. I mentioned last segment that the year he joined the PGA Tour was 2020. He turned pro in 2018. But once again, like you talked about it, every decade, I think that's a good way to break up golf because you look at like, okay, every decade is going to have the rising stars, right? You look at 2010s, like Dustin Johnson's in that conversation. Justin Thomas is even in that conversation. Jordan Spieth, right? Are there a couple of those, right? Jordan wins a Masters, and we'll see what happens there. But
Bryson had his moment.
Brooks for a while was like kind of coming on the comeback. I think partially it's these guys just not flamed out, but golf is very difficult.
Well, someone on the text line brings up, Scheffler's clearly number one because of LIV.
That's what I was going to say.
But how many of those guys went to LIV because they could tell, right? I know they're competitors. I'm sure they didn't, cop out and go to LIV just for the money because they saw the end coming for them. It's not what I'm trying to say at all. But Dustin Johnson, for as dominant as he was a few times,
the one LIV guy that I would have equated and put on the same conversation as Scotty Scheffler would be Jon Rahm. Rahm just won this last weekend in LIV. He actually won, I think, the regular season title. That's what he won. He didn't win the event because the stat that I saw was that Rahm won the title without winning a singular event.
What, Joaquin Niemann got 5 wins and didn't win the title? Yeah.
And so like it was a crazy thing, but Jon Rahm obviously, and Rahm took so much money from LIV. And this isn't necessarily where I want to go with this conversation of the look at all these guys that left for just the money at LIV, right? Because it's been sustainable, right? I'm sure the numbers and the viewership isn't near what it is for PGA Tour, and I'll be honest, I don't know, and I don't really care of what LIV is doing, but you keep tabs on it. So I suppose so. Like then them texter says Scheffler's number one right now, but he's also benefiting from half the field not being there and playing in LIV. At majors, though, they're able to play, right? Like we see, or not Rory, but we see a lot of LIV guys playing in some of the majors tournaments because the PGA Tour allows them to do so.
And that's where we get to the unmeasurable part of, those guys can play in majors, but is there an edge to be gained in continually playing actual competitive, golf for money, where that's your livelihood on the line versus the LIV approach where you're golfing just to golf. It's more individual. We can't measure that. That's all hypothetical.
And so like I would go through, okay, so here's like some of the top line guys for LIV that I would ask, like, okay, are these guys capable of challenging Scotty Scheffler consistently? And these are like the top names of the teams, right? Like that are sponsored, because the way the LIV works, just for people that might not know, there's sponsored teams that then have groups of like 4 golfers, and they are associated with that sponsor. And so like the Martin Kamer from Germany, probably not, certainly not going to it. Sergio Garcia, is he young enough? Is he ready enough to continue competing against Scotty Scheffler week in and week out? Phil, I would say no to Phil Mickelson. Jon Rahm, I think he would be, right? What about Henrik Stenson? Like these are the names that these teams are now priding themselves and centering their rosters around. Bubba Watson is not Bubba Watson of the 2010s anymore. No. Brooks Koepka, maybe, but we've seen maybe in the last couple of majors, he's struggled to consistently hold his own. Louis Oosthuizen, he was on the brink of it, never really crossed over the bridge. Joaquin Niemann, sure flashes. Outside of that, you're talking
Cam Smith.
Yeah, outside of that, you're talking about guys like Graham McDowell. You're talking about guys like Matthew Wolff, Ian Poulter, who's much older, Tyrrell Hatton, who's got anger management issues on the golf course, and that's kept him from winning tournaments week in and week out. So I wonder, you're right. Just from a sheer numbers standpoint, there's fewer notable names that Scotty has to compete against. But I actually don't think it discredits him at all for what he's been able to do. Rory talks about it all the time, and before he didn't like talking to the media, he talked about it all the time, to where it takes a different level of mental fortitude to win a tournament. Everybody, you can get into the field on Sundays, but there's reasons why a guy like Scotty Scheffler is able to get over the top and win a tournament or win an event week in and week out, to where guys like Ricky Fowler this weekend folded, where guys like Tommy Fleetwood consistently cannot get over the brink. And so like that is another conversation in its own to where Scotty Scheffler's ability to win a tournament, not fold on the last day. We never see Scotty Scheffler fold on Sundays. It's almost always a conversation of, even if he's in 8th place and 5 strokes back to start Sunday, it's Scotty's in contention. Yeah, and that's the worst place for you to be if you're not Scotty Scheffler.
Look what happened to poor Bobby Mack yesterday. The aura, the specter of Scotty Scheffler on his tail.
That's right.
Maybe he was thinking about it, maybe he wasn't, but you see his reaction after Scotty chips on 17.
Yep.
Scotty's like, okay, yep, business as usual. That was pretty cool. 18 to go. Bobby Mack just staring there. That's like, gosh dang. I'm in a playing group with the world number 1.
Yeah.
He is still Scotty Scheffler. And I was told not to use the Royals for comparison, so I won't anymore.
Don't do it anymore.
At least till the next time. But it's going to be interesting to monitor Scotty Scheffler as well, compared to kind of the changing of the guard that we're seeing in tennis. Think about the back and forth. I know you're a tennis guy.
I enjoy
deep down. The Federer and Nadal.
Yeah.
Back and forth, where there were some good guys in, the late 90s, early 2000s, but there's kind of a lull from the heights of the 80s and early 90s. Then you get Federer and Nadal, who have their run, and they extend it for a long, long time. But then here comes Djokovic. Not really out of nowhere, but has he surpassed those guys? Probably not, but he's in the conversation. He has made it a legitimate big 3 era. Now, he's still good, but now's the changing of the guard to, your Alcarazes and your Sinners, guys like that. Will either of those guys jump up and match any of the big 3? No, I doubt it. But that doesn't mean, I'm not going to root for them to get as close as they can. It's going to be really fun to see how competitive that rivalry becomes, because it's not going to be new Federer versus Nadal. It's just not. They're still going to be incredible tennis players, though. Will either of them, reach the Scotty level? I think Scotty has a better chance of reaching Tiger than either, Alcaraz or Sinner do of reaching any of those big 3.
I agree. I think, then let's just go through some of the names that we've mentioned here. So just a reminder, Scotty Scheffler entered the tour in 2020. He has 18 wins. A lot of those are majors. And a lot of those, have netted him some pretty decent sized paychecks, over $95 million in career earnings just from playing golf. Here's this. Justin Thomas is a guy that joined the tour in 2015. So 5 years before it, has 2 fewer career wins than Scotty Scheffler, has 16 career wins. His official money, $30 million less, actually $36 million less than Scotty Scheffler, and having 5 more years on the tour. Jordan Spieth joined the tour in 2013. So, this is now 7 years before Scotty Scheffler, has 5 fewer career wins across all events. In like I said, 8 more or 7 more years on the tour, has once again $40 million less in career earnings than Scotty Scheffler. Tommy Fleetwood is a guy that AD and I have talked extensively about on the show. And this goes back to the ability to actually go out and win a tournament, make a move on Sunday and win a tournament. Tommy Fleetwood, you go through it. He joined the PGA Tour in 2018. He has 44 top 10 finishes, 30 top 5 finishes, 6 third-place finishes, 6 runner-up finishes, 0 PGA Tour wins. He's played in 163 events. He's made the cut in 139 of those,
which is very close to the Scotty number.
Exactly.
Right. That's 24 missed cuts as opposed to 19, I think you said, for Scotty. And that's where I think the best golfers are, right? It's one thing to be able to hit the highs, but that's where that gap in earnings comes from. Missing those cuts.
You got to make it 2 rounds and done.
Right. Yeah. That's the big difference here. And obviously, Scotty can handle all sorts of different golf clubs in all sorts of ways, hit all sorts of cool shots.
Yeah.
But can you name the signature shot of Scotty's career? Like maybe you can for Tiger.
Oof.
I'm not sure we can. There should be plenty of time for Scotty, right?
Yes.
God willing, please let that man continue to golf as long as he wants to be able to do it. But more so than, Scotty hits these crazy shots, he's an escape artist. He's maybe the most consistent golfer on tour, right? He's the happy learned how to putt meme come to life. He had everything, switched up his putter, switched up his grip a little bit, and that has raised his floor, which is almost as important, if not more important, as raising the ceiling in terms of what you're able to do, in terms of hitting greens and staying on them.
So it's interesting. I'm gonna look up the most popular Scotty Scheffler shot. A lot of it, just because he won yesterday, is talking about
the 82-foot chip in for birdie on the 17th hole yesterday.
Didn't you have that long putt at the Masters?
He did. Yeah, unfortunately. So I just think, like, once again, like even a Rory McIlroy here. Rory McIlroy has been on the tour a full decade longer than Scotty Scheffler. He has 11 more wins than Scotty. He has 29 career wins. But here's the thing. Only $8 million more.
In that much more time.
In 10 extra years. And
Yeah.
I say only, right? We'd all love $8 million over the course of 10 years. But that is, once again, just so it's hard to wrap our mind around it. So as we put a bow on this conversation, we'll take a little bit of an early break here so we can get to more Husker football in the next segment. It goes back to kind of how we started this conversation, Austin. And we didn't expect to go a full segment on this, but we have to appreciate what Scotty Scheffler is doing right now because it is a generational run. And even there's the other part of it to where Tiger Woods, if he was healthy throughout his entire career, would have probably kept on going, and it would have felt like his records were unattainable.
Yeah.
However, because of the way Tiger Woods' career came to a screeching halt because of accidents and off the course issues and everything that we know about, and was so heavily publicized, and most importantly, ankles and feet and back and issues there. It actually feels like, okay, if Scotty Scheffler can take care of his body, the man is 29 years old. He's 29 years old, and he is already approaching the conversations of some of the best golfers to ever play. There's so much left in his career. There's so much left in his tank if he just is able to stay healthy.
One final baseball analogy, and it will not be Royals, Joe B., so you're welcome. I'm going to say Scotty right now is probably at game 850, 900 of the Lou Gehrig consecutive games played streak.
Oh, sure.
If he's Cal Ripken Jr.
Yeah.
He's got a long ways to go. But at some point, got to start talking about it.
Yeah.
And I have more confidence in Scotty Scheffler doing it than I would pretty much any other golfer on the planet.
100%. Let's step aside. When we come back, more coverage, Husker football conversation, and more. There's a pretty exciting event going on this weekend as well. And so we'll tell you about that when we come back. Austin Norman filling in for AD on the drive. AD is back tomorrow as he continues to recover from his back procedure. Nick Sander with you, though. Rudy also in here pushing the buttons for us alongside. 402-464-5685. We continue the show next on a Monday here on 93.7. Attention all Wings fans. Buffalo Wings and Rings has daily specials that will make you want to stop in on all days of the week. Kids eat free on Mondays, and on Tuesdays, enjoy 40% off boneless or traditional wings at a price that makes the whole family happy. And come back on Wednesdays for $1.39 chicken tenders all day long. Get to Wings and Rings today, 68th and O, or in Williamsburg Village.
Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in temperature-controlled high-end wine room. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for spirits and cigars. That's Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC. This month kicks off Koppel's 50th anniversary sale. We're celebrating 50 years by offering an additional $500 discount to the next 100 customers that buy a new vehicle. This is in addition to the huge savings already in place. You can take an extra $500 off our discounted price, or we can cut you a check on the spot. Celebrate with savings and see why customers have trusted Koppel since 1975. It's our way of saying thank you for all these years.
Schweizo Construction is now hiring for skilled craftsmen, steel erectors, concrete workers, and general laborers. Schweizo Construction offers great benefits like premium wages, health and dental insurance, paid holidays and vacation, 401k with company match, life insurance, and disability insurance. They pride themselves on a legacy of 40 years built on integrity and trust. Joining their team means becoming part of a family that values hard work, dedication, and mutual respect. Apply today at schweizo.com. That's schwisow.com.
Breaking here at the news desk. When you stack Allo Internet, DirecTV, and mobile, you can lock in your price for 2 years. Sources are confirming that when you stack Allo Internet, DirecTV, and mobile, your monthly price drops and you're locked in for 2 years. That's fiber fast internet, premium streaming TV, and reliable nationwide mobile coverage. And this just in, you must switch by Labor Day to secure that locked-in pricing for 2 years. Switch, stack, and save at allofiber.com/stack.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red.
Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket.
Okay, playing 93.7 The Ticket.
Alexa, turn down the lights.
Dimming the lights.
Alexa, order a pizza. The big one. All the toppings.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
Alexa.
That's a lot of pizza for just one man.
Alexa, just do it. Stop judging me, just do it.
As you wish.
Thanks, Alexa. You're my best friend.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize to participate in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contests, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Ryan, with all this red and all these people around, I'm still not seeing the tailgate.
Todd Spidell, former body shop owner, terrible driver.
We're getting close. Now, did you know with 3 locations in Lincoln and hundreds of years of combined technician experience, we can get Husker fans back on the road even quicker and safer after their tailgate mishaps? Oh, Todd, turn left right here.
Left or right?
Left, right here.
Right?
Well, you wait for the tow truck. I'm getting a hot dog.
Well, I guess while I'm waiting. All right, most recommended Eustace Body Shop.
Woohoo! Dude, you should be on American Idol.
You really think so?
No.
Accidents happen, even to Husker fans. If it happens to you, call Eustace Body Shop, where our customers send their friends.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait. Apply now.
Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road, just south of 14th and Highway 2.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket every Saturday morning now in our new time. We're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
Now back to The Drive with Aaron Davis and Nick Sainert, sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back into the show, 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Nick Sainert, Austin Norman alongside here, just counting you down to Husker football kickoff, but there's an exciting event going on this weekend in Lincoln that we certainly want to talk about. But before we bring in our special guest, just a reminder, 402-464-5685, the Honda of Lincoln hotline and the Starter Heyman text line are open for you guys the rest of the way. As if you have any questions about this event that we're going to talk about, definitely want to make sure that you know about this going on. And if you have any questions, feel free to text them into the show. And we have somebody very knowledgeable
ready to answer them. It's Amy from Link to Literacy. Amy, good morning.
Good morning.
Thanks for joining us. As always, it's always a pleasure to talk to you guys from Link to Literacy. You guys have a very exciting event going on this Saturday at Antelope Park. We talked about it last year. We were there last year. We're going to be there again this year. It's Wordstock, the third annual Wordstock. Tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, so this is our third time doing this, so we've got it down. It is such a wonderful event. It's at Antelope Park, a great location, middle of town. It goes from 10 to 1, and really it's just a big, huge community book swap. That's kind of the highlight of it, is very well organized. You go into the room, and we have volunteers right now sorting the books. So you walk in and you see, if you want a baby and toddler book, then you go to that table. If you have school age kids, you go to that table. If you are there and you don't have kids, there are also adult books there too, sorted by fiction, nonfiction, cookbooks, religion. Very well organized, so you know exactly what to get. But outside of just the book swap, there is also food trucks that are there, and they are excellent food trucks. We have a coffee truck this year too that's going to be there the whole time, which is like my favorite thing.
I was going to say, you know where to find me when I'm there. Yep.
At least 2 coffees. I mean, worth it. But there's also a lot of fun family activities. We have Capital City Carnival games that's there that the kids especially just absolutely love doing that. Lots of prizes that are given away. I think my kids come home with just as many prizes as they do books from the event. But there's also a lot of other nonprofits and businesses that have booths there, that have activities, and just out there talking about their mission as well.
You mentioned it's the third annual Wordstock. What's changed since the first one? How have you guys, grown, improved the event from where you started to now, hey, third year of it?
Yeah, exactly. The first year, we just went in just seeing what was going to happen. Not expecting that it was going to be that big of an event. Lots of people showed up the first year, and every year it's just grown. And like any event and event planning, you just, every time afterward, we have a meeting and we sit down and we're like, okay, what do we need to do to make this event improve? So I think we've just added a lot of the amount of books that have come in is there's a lot more.
About how many? Do you have relative numbers?
Oh my goodness. We were trying to count last night, just trying to get a head count. It is so impossible to figure it out, but thousands upon thousands upon thousands of books. There are 10 different, or maybe 11, 12 different drop-off locations. Wow. And I am in charge of one of them. And there's one more pickup this week. And I have already accrued about 15 boxes of books from one of these locations.
And you got some muscle to help you lift them, I'm sure.
Obviously, this little guy behind me always helping and sorting them with me. But really, the most important thing right now is just getting those books in. There is still time to do that today. There's time to do it tomorrow at any of these locations, and we can probably share that. I'm sure.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
But today and tomorrow, last day for these drop-off sites. But you are also more than welcome to show up day of the event with a bag of books. If you have any to give away. Again, that's also optional. Like you don't have to show up with books. You can show up and just get books as well. We have a bag for you to go home with, and the bag is big, and we really, really want you to fill them. We want you to take the books home.
So I think there's a lot to certainly talk about here with Wordstock. And once again, this is this Saturday, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. is when the event goes on. Plenty of books, food trucks, coffee trucks, like you talked about. And I remember what was so cool last year was the group reading circles, where there were authors on hand and people there that they would gather everybody that was there that wanted to just hear a book be read. And we just sat there at Antelope Park and we heard stories told. And that was like one of the coolest things. And you mentioned the number of books, and I cannot reiterate how surprised and pleasantly surprised I was. It was like sprinter van after sprinter van, and it was like truck after truck. And I was like, all right, boxes after boxes. And you never ran out. Never ran out.
No.
But so seriously, that's why even if you don't have books to give and you want to just learn more, come on out and see
Yeah.
what you can get.
Exactly. There's plenty of books to give away. Yeah, it's incredible. I remember last year, all of us, it was a very hot day last
It
year.
was very warm.
I've been watching the weather.
Yes.
And it seems like it's going to be 87, a good summer
Manageable.
day, but
That's
manageable.
I was going to say manageable in comparison.
Last year, I think all of us that were moving the boxes, we were just
Yep.
drenched.
I brought a spare shirt.
Oh, it was intense, but yeah, there's so many boxes that are coming in of books, and books get heavy too. So
I think let's kind of go a little bit past Wordstock. We'll get back to it as we close it down. But for those that, and a lot of us are familiar with you guys at Link to Literacy because of just our partnership with the ticket, but kind of walk us through what you guys do beyond just Wordstock.
Absolutely. So we are a nonprofit here in Lincoln. We're coming up on our 3rd birthday. And we like to provide inclusive books to all. We really we're just trying to inspire generations to be lifelong readers. We want kids to love books. We want adults to love books. We want adults to love reading books to kids too. So just really we're always promoting this love of literacy. We know how important literacy is within our community, that we just we want to get books out there to everybody. Beyond providing books, we also have some literacy education programs that we offer within our community.
Yeah, absolutely.
Amy, tell people maybe how you got involved with Link to Literacy and what it's meant to you over the last few years.
Yeah, so I actually, our executive director, Kat, her and I go way back to like elementary school. And we've just always been really good friends. And it just so happened she decided to start this nonprofit at the same time that I decided to stay at home with my kids. And so she just approached me and was like, hey, is there any way that you would be interested in serving on the board? I'm a past teacher of 11 years. And so
what'd you teach?
I taught language learners. So
Okay, so it all flows. It all makes sense.
It all flows. So and then I have 3 kids of my own, and I think literacy is so important for kids. It's great for adults, but just knowing what's coming up in our next generation and knowing what we're up against. This is the first time I feel like we have a challenge because we are competing against technology, which is a lot more engaging sometimes. And so I think as parents and adults, we have a responsibility to get books and get literacy into the hands of our kids.
You guys have some statistics on your website,
Yeah.
and I want to read them real quick just so for more context here. 66% of Nebraska 4th graders are not reading at a proficient level. 61% of U.S. children living at or below the poverty line have no books at their homes. And then 1 in 3 children entering kindergarten lack the basic skills they need to learn how to read.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah. It's honestly, it feels like a crisis.
Yeah,
almost.
it does.
When you hear those statistics, it's shocking to all. It's going, when did that happen?
Yeah.
I thought we were all in a really good place. And you hear those statistics and you just realize that there's actually there is the biggest necessity right now for just getting back for kids loving reading. We know what reading does. We know it really, you think about vocabulary building.
Yeah.
You think about just the connection when you're reading, specifically to kids, the connection, the empathy that grows from reading. I think about my favorite book, and I swear I still think of the characters and I wonder how they're doing. You just, there's this connection and emotional awareness that comes from simply reading.
Yeah.
And so when it's not happening, you see it. You see it with all these statistics that are really shocking.
Before we get you out of here, one last thing. Where's the book drop-offs?
Yeah.
Where do they need to go? Because there's plenty of them around the city of Lincoln.
Yes.
So talk about that, and then also volunteer opportunities if people can't make it out to Wordstock.
That's awesome. Okay, so we have Lincoln Pediatric Dentistry, all of their 3 locations, Francie and Finch, Complete Children's Health, all of their 4 locations, Elianod, Pediatrics PC, Lincoln Orthodontics, and Oasis Barbershops, both of their locations are drop-off sites. Again, if you don't get around to it today or tomorrow, you can bring them straight to the event as well. You asked about volunteer opportunities.
Yes.
So if anybody is interested in volunteering, we have such a great group of volunteers that our setup is all taken care of. The book swap team is all taken care of. What we do need help with is cleanup.
Okay.
And I know that
Everyone's
is not,
favorite.
That is not the favorite of things to volunteer for. So, but we are still looking for volunteers for cleanup that day, and any help is definitely encouraged.
Yeah, there's a lot of books. There'll be a lot of books given out this Saturday, but because there's so many, there's probably going to be a lot to take back too.
So what happens with those leftover books?
That is a great question. So in the past, there is this very, very cute bookstore in Aurora, Nebraska.
Okay.
Susan's Bookstore. And she has graciously every year said, if you box up these books and drive out here and drop them off to me, I will take all of them off your hands without any sorting or anything. She loves all books.
That's awesome.
And so that's where they go. A great home.
3rd annual Wordstock this Saturday from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Over there, Antelope Park. The ticket will be there. Folks from Link to Literacy will obviously be there. It's their 3rd annual. Come on out, enjoy food trucks, enjoy coffee trucks, and just honestly a lot of just community networking, partnership, and involvement there. Feel free to volunteer. You can always learn more about Link to Literacy as a whole at link2literacy.org. Amy, thank you so much.
Yes,
Leo, thanks, job. Nice job, dude, for being in here. Let's step aside. We'll wrap up the show when we come back.
Thank you.
Harvest season is coming, and Acres has discounted many of our late model John Deere combines. Get thousands in discounts and upgrade for this year's harvest. Plus, you could save even more with interest rates starting as low as 1.9% on select units. Low interest rates combined with our huge discounts, there's not a better time to buy. Visit acres.com for all the details. That's AKRS.com. Restrictions apply. Offer ends August 31st, 2025. Subject to approved financing. Offer may change at any time without notice.
Need an electrician? Call Bryant. A new light, fan, or switch, upgrade your panel, or solve any problem. 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. Whatever it takes.
Breaking here at the news desk. When you stack Allo Internet, DirecTV, and mobile, you can lock in your price for 2 years. Sources are confirming that when you stack Allo Internet, DirecTV, and mobile, your monthly price drops and you're locked in for 2 years. That's fiber fast internet, premium streaming TV, and reliable nationwide mobile coverage. And this just in, you must switch by Labor Day to secure that locked-in pricing for 2 years. Switch, stack, and save at allofiber.com/stack.
Hog Wild's giant sub-baked potatoes are anything but basic and really hit the spot when you're craving a little comfort food. Nothing is more satisfying than a Hog Wild baked potato loaded with butter, sour cream, cheddar cheese, bacon bits, and chives. Add your choice of a Hog Wild house-smoked meat like pulled pork, chicken, or brisket for a little extra. Order online at GoHogWild.com. Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, 3210 Cornhusker Highway in Lincoln.
But don't be late, we close at 8.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today: showers and storms likely this morning, then mainly sunny skies this afternoon. It'll be hot with a high near 94. Tonight, a chance of showers and storms, below around 71. And tomorrow, a slight chance of showers and storms, otherwise mainly sunny with a high around 90. I'm meteorologist Kyle Fletcher for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hey fans, there's more winning at Amigos with the VIP Game Day giveaway. Every app scan is your chance to win premium tickets to a Nebraska football, basketball, and volleyball game, along with exclusive game day perks. And when Nebraska goes to a bowl, the winner also gets 2 tickets, lodging, and airfare to the bowl game. Weekly semifinalists will win free food for a year. Go Big Red. Eat at Amigos and enter to win.
Amigos is celebrating 45 years with exclusive Nebraska Legends collectible cups featuring Tom Osborne, John Cook, and some of your favorite Huskers. For every cup sold, 50 cents goes to teammates. Show your Big Red pride by getting all 4 of these collectible cups at Amigos.
This is Tom Osborne with the Teammates Mentoring Program. We have students on the waiting list for a mentor, and we want you to join the team. Learn more about mentoring and support teammates by visiting Amigos.
Empire Netting and Fence delivers top quality netting and fence solutions. From major sports venues to backyard installs and everything in between, coast to coast. We take on tough jobs with grit, integrity, and a strong commitment to safety. Empire is growing, and we're hiring motivated people ready to grow with us. We build each other up, and we're building something big. Think you've got what it takes? Apply now at empire-fence.com. That's empire-fence.com.
Advanced Medical Imaging is hosting their 3rd annual Breast Cancer Awareness Walk on October 11th at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard. Hear inspiring stories from survivors, enjoy local food truck vendors, a live DJ, and other family-friendly activities as we unite to bring awareness about breast cancer. Check-in begins at 8:30 a.m. with the walk starting at 9. Register your team today for Advanced Medical Imaging's 3rd annual Breast Cancer Awareness Walk online at amimaging.com. Let's walk for those we've lost, for those still fighting, and for a future without breast cancer.
A1 Automotive's 2nd location is now open at 5110 State Hill Drive, just off of Yankee Hill Road. The new location continues to specialize in all makes and models and provides personalized service as they have for 15 years. With the school year here, A1 Automotive reminds you that college students get 10% off any service, and they offer free tire repair with a valid college ID. Schedule your appointment today at a1autolincoln.com and visit their new location in South Lincoln at 5110 State Hill Drive or downtown at 11th and L.
Rick Heyman here from Sartor Heyman Jewelers. I want to personally thank our great customers for voting us once again the best of Lincoln. At the same time, we're celebrating our 120th year in business in the great state of Nebraska. Visit us at South Point, Grand Island, and the Outlet in downtown Lincoln. Visit us today at sartorheyman.com.
Sartor Heyman Jewelers.
A business's phone is the lifeline to its customers and potential clients. That's why it's so important that you can take calls seamlessly from anywhere, whether you're on the road or in the office. Hamilton Business Technologies can help ensure your phone rings wherever you are. We can equip your headquarters and any of its locations with the right tools for smooth, professional call handling. As the official business IT partner of the Huskers, we know how to keep Nebraska businesses connected. Learn more at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Looking for a fun way to give back? Join us for the 2025 Kicks for Kids Nebraska Fun Run Walk, presented by Pinnacle Bank. On Saturday, August 23rd at James Arthur Vineyard, enjoy a scenic 5K through beautiful grounds. Every step helps provide shoes to kids in Lincoln and Lancaster County schools, with options for adults, wine included, and kids. Registration fees include a t-shirt, medal, and bag. Sign up today and make a difference at kicksforkidsnebraska.org.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize to participate in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contests, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Now back to The Drive with Aaron Davis and Nick Sainer, sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back into the show. One final segment. Nick Sainer, Austin Orman alongside AD back tomorrow, barring anything crazy happening. He's should be returning tomorrow. Are those tour buses? A couple tour buses just drove by. Is anybody performing in Lincoln this weekend?
I don't know. What I do know is yesterday when I came in to do the afternoon and evening shift, it was crazy downtown. Traffic, people walking around.
Yeah. Do you know why?
Frozen at the lead.
Oh, okay. That's why. Yeah. Well, what I was going to say, maybe that was for people from Frozen going on a tour somewhere.
Could be. I mean, half of the windows are blacked out though. Like not just tinted, but like blocked off.
Maybe they're going up to Omaha to the zoo.
That seems like a thing that's a tourist thing when you come to Nebraska.
Little man went to the Omaha Zoo with Grandma and Grandpa for the first time while we were in Mexico.
How about that?
Seemed like he enjoyed himself.
I bet so. I found out this weekend that Pinnacle Bank Arena is hosting one of my favorite rappers of all time in October, T-Pain. And then
you were hyped.
I was very disappointed when I found out that Sip and Bill did not know who T-Pain was.
Were you even surprised by that though?
I wasn't surprised, just disappointed.
But see, I wouldn't have even been disappointed because I didn't expect them to know going in.
I guess so. I like to give people the benefit of the doubt, I guess, when it comes to music.
Bill's been in enough locker rooms that maybe he should have known.
And I'm sure Bill's heard T-Pain songs because I'm sure, I mean, right? Like there's 100%. But I tried to play a song and sing the song for Sipple this morning, and he said there's never been a larger disconnect between him and I. And so
you guys have a relationship.
We do.
So
yeah, we're friends.
Wow.
So I felt bad about that. But yeah, so I found out T-Pain is coming to Pinnacle Bank Arena.
You will be there no matter what, won't you?
I think I have to be. I have to be.
Just on principle.
Because now the way that the algorithm is also working, I found out about this yesterday. And I was like, I started talking about it out loud. Well, now I'm getting all these T-Pain videos on TikTok and Instagram and stuff of his concerts, and they look so much fun. So I think I have to go with T-Pain. I don't know what percentage of our listener base knows T-Pain. I don't know the percentage that like T-Pain.
I'm going to guess that more of our listenership knows who T-Pain is than watched T-Pain win season 1 of The Masked Singer.
I didn't even know that he won season 1.
He did.
I've never seen Masked Singer.
I didn't watch it religiously. That was one of those things that when I got home from work, or if Olivia had some downtime, she would be watching at home. So I was one of those things. I would sit on the couch as she would watch it and kind of follow along because I was in the vicinity.
Mm-hmm.
Would not have guessed it was T-Pain based on the clues, or the costume ended up being like a monster or something.
Okay.
So I can't tell you I watched it either. I just have that somewhere stored in the deep vault of my memory.
I'll be honest. I can't remember the last time I watched like something on TV. That wasn't on a streaming service. I was having this conversation over the weekend, actually. Shout out once again to former Ticket member Nathan Brennan. He got married over the weekend, and so it was a good time there. But I was talking at the reception, talking about how I can't remember the last time that like I sat down and watched. I don't know if you'd classify it as like a sitcom, but I sat down and watched like ABC or watched an actual TV show. Like the news is different, right? Like you go to watch the news, unless you're the kid from the amusement park a couple years ago. I don't watch the news. But anyway, like if you're watching the news, it's different because streaming services, like everybody's got YouTube TV or Hulu Live, and here come more tour buses. That's 3 and 4. Holy cow. Something must be going on in downtown Lincoln. Another one's about to drive by in just a second, but
I'll take your word for it.
Either way, every single show I watch is on like Netflix, or I watch YouTube, or I watch like actual streaming service, Peacock, Paramount.
Mm-hmm.
Like I remember watching like Modern Family religiously every Tuesday night.
Network
sitcom,
TV. Procedurals, whatever.
Yeah. Mike and Molly, I used to do this.
Yeah. No, I get that. It feels like that show right now is probably Succession on Apple. That's not a network thing.
No. That's what I'm saying. Modern fan, like there's nothing like this. Ohio Husker says, what does this have to do with Husker football? Absolutely nothing. But unfortunately, we had only about 4 minutes left in the show. Now we only have about a minute and a half left in the show. So
sorry that you're going to get another 2 straight hours of it, and then another 2 straight hours of it, and then another 3 hours of it.
Yes.
So you'll get it. Hang in there with us.
We'll dive. Yeah, please stick around. Also talking little community stuff. Wordstock this Saturday, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Make sure you head on out there. We'll be out there. We'll be out there talking to a lot of people, hanging out, broadcasting live out there. We're also going to be starting up in the next couple of weeks. There's a lot of exciting things coming up at the Ticket. We're also going to be starting up our Lincoln Youth football broadcasts again.
Hello.
So I always enjoy going out there every Sunday afternoon and just kind of bringing you just live action from Lincoln Youth football. So plenty of stuff there in the afternoon. Stay tuned for those details. We know about the Husker football. Obviously, the stuff with Blur Events down in Kansas City. The situation going on, we're doing some stuff over at Memorial Stadium that week or that day as well. So there's a lot of oars in the water, a lot of things in the fire for us here at 93.7 The Ticket, ready to ramp up our football coverage High school football starts the day after the Husker football game, August 29th. I can tell you the first game that we'll have on our station, Lincoln Southwest and Lincoln North Star. So those two teams, Southwest, the Silverhawks going up against the Gators. That's Friday, August 29th, coming at you from Seacrest Field. So we will announce all those schedules in due time as the days get closer. But already 18 days into August, here we are. Glad you guys could hang out with us for the entire show today. Thanks again to my man, Austin Orman, for hanging out with us and filling in for AD. AD is back tomorrow. He might be a little banged up, might be a little sore, but he's going to be planning on coming on into the studio, and it's going to be good to reunite with AD as him and I have both been traveling and things have popped up and surgeries and funerals and stuff like that. So it's going to be good to get the crew back together, AD and myself. Thanks to Rudy for pushing the buttons. The Carricker Show, Adam Carricker, is next here on 93.7 The Ticket.
Hog Wild's giant stuffed baked potatoes are anything but basic and really hit the spot when you're craving a little comfort food. Nothing is more satisfying than a Hog Wild baked potato loaded with butter, sour cream, cheddar cheese, bacon bits, and chives. Add your choice of a Hog Wild house-smoked meat like pulled pork, chicken, or brisket for a little extra. Order online at GoHogWild.com. Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, 3210 Cornhusker Highway in Lincoln.
But don't be late, we close at 8.
Saturday. Eagle Raceway is open for a full season of dirt track racing action every Saturday night. Don't miss the epic battles on the high banks of Eagle Raceway each Saturday between the Nebraska Septic Sprint Cars, Nebraska Lottery Modifieds, Avid Realty Sport Mods, Valentino's Hobby Stocks, and A1 Iron Stock Cars. Let's go racing. Eagle Raceway, just 10 miles east of Lincoln on O Street. Check out the full schedule at eagleraceway.com.
Ryan, with all this red and all these people around, I'm still not seeing the tailgate.
Todd Spidell, former body shop owner, terrible driver.
We're getting close. Now, did you know with 3 locations in Lincoln and hundreds of years of combined technician experience, we can get Husker fans back on the road even quicker and safer after their tailgate mishaps? Oh, Todd, turn left right here.
Left or right?
Left, right here.
Right?
Well, you wait for the tow truck. I'm getting a hot dog.
Well, I guess while I'm waiting. All right, most recommended Eustace Body Shop.
Woohoo! Dude, you should be on American Idol.
You really think so?
No.
Accidents happen, even to Husker fans. If it happens to you, call Eustace Body Shop, where our customers send their friends.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
Advanced Medical Imaging is hosting their 3rd annual Breast Cancer Awareness Walk on October 11th at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard. Hear inspiring stories from survivors, enjoy local food truck vendors, a live DJ, and other family-friendly activities as we unite to bring awareness about breast cancer. Check-in begins at 8:30 a.m. with the walk starting at 9. Register your team today for Advanced Medical Imaging's 3rd annual Breast Cancer Awareness Walk online at amimaging.com. Let's walk for those we've lost, for those still fighting, and for a future without breast cancer.
Rick Heyman here from Sartor Heyman Jewelers. I want to personally thank our great customers for voting us once again the best of Lincoln. At the same time, we're celebrating our 120th year in business in the great state of Nebraska. Visit us at South Point, Grand Island, and the Outlet in downtown Lincoln. Visit us today at SartorHeyman.com.
Sartor Heyman Jewelers.
This is Bill Mitchner, Executive Director of Lincoln Lighthouse. Did you know Lighthouse provides multiple programs for students such as one-on-one tutoring and mentoring, as well as pro-social skill exercises, while providing them a nourishing meal and a safe space during all months of the year, even during school breaks? Learn more or contribute to Lighthouse at lincolnlighthouse.org today.
Are you looking to upgrade or improve the garage door on your home? This is Cameron Hall of Doors Plus. At Doors Plus, we guarantee to offer a wide selection of options from 5 leading garage door manufacturers as we deliver a free estimate, exact measurements, and rapid installation with a 3 to 5 week time frame. When you choose Doors Plus for your residential garage door needs, you'll work with our experienced technicians and be ensured that your new door seamlessly complements your home. Give us a call at 402-590-5800 or visit us online at DoorsPlusLLC.com. Doors Plus, garage doors and more.
Big news, Nebraska.